Line is now complete. The light blinks. First of 9, racing. Miss Rona dwelt from the inside. Lucy Minette was the first of them to leave. She's a Sweet Deal, began only fairly, but she's going to posse up not that from them as Joy Rise rolls to the lead now and takes over. So Joy Rise settles down a length and a half in front. Pike at 49 are up there running second ahead of Lucy Minette, being followed then after a length. She's a Sweet Deal. Over on the outside is Nick of Time going past the 1,000, then Gracias Dio, Dorado, and back last is Miss Rona. In this order, they leave the back. Up onto the far corner by the 900 they go. Joy Rise getting it easily in front. Out by 3/4 on 49er. Nick of Time right over the pace going up 3 wide. Then came Lucy Minette down on the inside, being closely followed then by the filly She's a Sweet Deal. It was followed after a length and a half over on the outside. Dorado, who's about 4 from the lead. On the outside of Gracias Dio, and back at the tail is Miss Rona. Homeward bound, 450 left to gallop. Joy Rise is just in front from 49er. Nick of Time just feeling the pinch a little. McGruddy makes his move now with the Done Deal filly. She's a Sweet Deal. And here's the roughy Dorado out to the middle of the track. It's starting to finish full of running as well. At the 275, She's a Sweet Deal. 49er from Dorado, the widest of them. Battling away Joy Rise, and Gracias Dio's coming through in the middle. She's a Sweet Deal at the 100. Had a neck in front of 49er. Gracias Dio trying valiantly. McGruddy has to go for the whip on She's a Sweet Deal, but she'll just get the job done. The Done Deal filly, She's a Sweet Deal, one from 49er. Gracias Dio behind them was third, and fourth was Dorado, which has run a cheeky race at odds. Then Nick of Time, Joy Rise weakening, Lucy Minette, and last all the way was Miss Rona. She's a Sweet Deal, ridden by Shooter McGruddy. Takes out the opener. Favourite wins it. She's a Sweet Deal over 49er and Gracias Dio, with Dorado in 4th place after looming up around them. But She's a Sweet Deal. She stepped only modestly, but McGruddy finished up putting it into a lovely spot just after the break. Made his move at the 550 and then got on a bike, and she responded well too under his urgings to beat off 49er, who again has to be content with another minor placing. She's a Sweet Deal from Chris and Mike Gangemi's stable, owned by K. Hassan, RJ Wade, G. Wink and Madame's Coin and Mercon Racing, Gangemi Thoroughbreds, APJ Syndicate, and also the S&G Thoroughbreds Syndicate. Shooter McGruddy aboard, defeating 49er by Dash for Cash out of Infinite Star. Willie Pike for Felicity Forbes Ives, and Gracias Dio, a God has spoken last, reply 3-year-old Donald O'Connor and Brad Rawiller. Margins are a long neck by 3/4. A very slowly run race on this heavy 8, 129.5, and it's teeming down here at the moment at Belmont Park. Absolutely torrential. 35.95 the last 600. 35.95 there, but favourite backers off to a good start under these conditions today. The Glenroy Chaff Plate, race 2, Forever Autumn. The Lady is a Vamp and Primitive of the Scratchings, a field of 8, and Willie Pike is now on 4 in Via Monte. Hopefully undercover down there is Britt Taylor, about to join us after this victory of She's a Sweet Deal.
Raining sideways undercover, so we've had to really get into deep undercover here. I do have Chris Gangemi. Chris, She's a Sweet Deal, only her second career start and already victorious. How have you seen her progression?
She's still pretty green. She's got a lot to learn. She didn't really know how to put them away today. I wouldn't be surprised if she wasn't really handling the track either. She was dipping and diving and didn't seem to like that either. But she's good enough to get the job done, and yeah, I'd say she's probably a prep away, but she should end up a nice horse.
What's her story? Is she one that you purchased as a yearling?
No, Michael bred her. She's a half to the Fugazi, and obviously you sent that mare to Done Deal. So obviously the Fugazi's a nice Saturday horse, and yeah, Shooter seems to think that this filly's not far behind him.
You mentioned that she might be a prep away, and we could even see just even in the yard in the prelim, she looked to be a little bit busy in her mind. Did she take improvement out of her debut run in terms of just getting used to the experience?
Yeah, I think she did. She obviously jumped better, travelled better. Obviously hit the front quite early in the straight and didn't really know what to do, but she got the job done, and she's a work in progress, but she should end up a nice horse.
Look for another race now?
Yeah, might see if Shooter wants to go 14 or a mile, but yeah, we'll pick out another race in a couple of weeks.
Well done.
Thanks, Britt.
There's Chris Gangemi there, Shooter McGruddy. He got back undercover very, very quickly. He's with Michael.
And he's slotted in with cover in the race too, Britt. 1 out, 1 back from barrier 8, Sean. That's where you would have loved to be.
Yeah, look, she's a lovely ride. She actually gave me a good ride last start too from a tricky gate. ended up getting in midfield on the fence, and she just found it a bit short. They sort of walked and sprinted in today. I was able to sort of get to the 3 deep line well and surely before the turn, and just with how slow they were going again, I was able to put her right there and nearly hit the front too early, but she's going to get ground, this filly, so I didn't want to wait too long.
By the New Zealand bred done deal, so these heavy track conditions didn't seem to worry her at all.
No, I come here today very confident because she's been working well on the rain-affected ground as well during the week.
And just how is it out there? Heavy 8?
Oh, every bit of it, and it'll get worse, unfortunately.
All right, best of luck for the rest of the day.
Thanks, mate.
There's Sean McGrady, brilliant ride to win there on She's a Sweet Deal for Chris and Michael Gangemi. The done deal filly wins at just start number 2.